Hey guys, Darren here coming in with a quick little video. Probably won't really be that quick, but I'm doing some testing on some chains. This is for the Wichita Fire Department. We work closely with them on their chainsaws that they use for venting roofs. They use a specialized chain that's carbide tipped cutters, and it's called a RDR chain, or it's a rescue chain. That rescue chain has certain angles cut into it that allow the cutter to be softer, if you will, and hopefully make that cutter last longer as they're putting it through that application, which is vastly different from what standard chainsaw use is. These chains will cut through metal, asphalt shingles, wood, tie plates on rafters, that sort of thing, so that they can vent the roof on a house fire to allow heat and mostly to allow smoke out of the structure while the firefighters are inside searching or attempting to attack the fire. By cutting these holes, it allows that smoke out, allows and offers a much safer and cleaner environment, as clean as possible, for those guys to work inside the residence. So these chains see a lot of abuse. They're very highly specialized and are engineered to be a certain way. Well, in conversation with Wichita Fire Department, the guys that are using them, and conversations that we've had with other representatives, excuse me, we're attempting to kind of adjust and change that angle to better fit their needs. With our new Franzen chain grinder, we have the diamond wheel that we're able to sharpen the carbide chains. Well, to change the angle in the cut on this cutter, the way that it comes from steel directly, it takes quite a bit of time, and it would take way longer than those guys have the ability to do on their manual bench grinders. So if we can get this cutter angle changed to be a little more favorable to the application that they're trying to use them in, and then we can bring them in, put them on the Franzen automatic grinder, it saves them a ton of time, and it helps us set that angle a lot more accurately. Right now, their chains hold up pretty well in the application of venting the roof, but they don't cut through wood very well at all. So if they ever have to cut down a tree or a tree limb or cut through a privacy fence or something like that to gain access to the areas in which they need to work, they have to access a whole nother chainsaw. They got to carry an extra additional piece of equipment on the truck, or they have to take the time to change the chain out on their saw that they have over to a wood cutting chain or a full chisel chain so that they can cut through that wood, because this RDR carbide tip chain just does not cut wood very well at all. They can force it through, but it's very slow. So we're trying to give them an opportunity to have one saw to do it all. I'm gonna get geared up here, switch some chains over, and get to cutting on this piece of wood back here. Okay, so that first cut was with the standard RDR chain, full chisel at the standard angles that it comes from steel at. Now I'm going to switch over to the new chain that we sharpened at the different angles and come back over here and cut into the wood, see if it cuts a little better. Real quick though, get you turned around. All right, so when you're cutting with a saw, you want chips or big chips to come out of the cut while you're cutting. This is not what I would consider dust, like a completely dull chain, but they're not very big chips. So that tells me that the chain is not cutting that effectively. It's kind of grinding through the wood, as you will, as opposed to cutting it. So that's one indication that we have that that RDR chain is not cutting that effectively in the wood. That's a world of difference. It cuts a lot faster. I don't have to lay on the saw near as hard, and we're putting out some pretty good chips. Let me get this turned around and I'll show you. So before, we had just this little fine powdery, kind of powdery dust. Now, we're getting a lot bigger chips, and that's what I was talking about on a sharp chain. You should be getting chips coming out of your cut, not little fine powder. So we can tell that by changing the angle a little bit on this chain, these guys can now cut through wood a lot better. What I don't know, and won't really be able to tell until they put this to use in the field, in their applications of cutting through a roof. Obviously I don't have a roof to cut through. Sure, I could build a little mock one, but I don't have any shingles. I don't want to go buy shingles just to do this. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 of their chains for them, and they're going to put them on 3 different trucks, and they're going to put them out in the field at this different angle and try cutting on their fires when they need to use them, or cut through fences or whatever it is they need to cut through, and see how they perform. One of the concerns is that we're gonna break more cutter teeth off. They break cutter teeth off these chains all the time, or pretty frequently anyway, so I don't know that we're gonna diminish the life or the use of that chain by doing this. If they're already breaking teeth off of it, we made the cutter more aggressive and we made it bite a little harder. But time will tell if it really pays off and they wanna do all of them that way, because they've got plenty of them that we would end up helping them get switched over to this other angle. So we're very happy to partner with the Wichita Fire Department and other local first responder agencies in their use of these tools and their equipment, and anything we can do to help them be more effective at their job is important to us. So glad you joined in. I'll have Riley post a quick little video from Wichita Fire Department on a active working fire in which they were using saws to vent a roof. I'm not getting into the science behind it, whether it's right or wrong or indifferent. I'm not a fire science guy. I know how to use chainsaws and I understand the application of them. So that's what we're trying to help them figure out, but there'll be a little video of them doing that, and we'll check back with you on some other video, but thanks again for joining us. If you've got questions about your application of chains and saws and ways that we can improve the quality of cut for you, give us a call at 316-838-4211 or visit us on the web at rentalranchwichita.com.